it's my great honor today to be your not only practitioner of the day, but also to welcome you. My name's Richard Houston. I'm one of your licensed practitioners here, and we're excited that you all came to join us on this beautiful day. So welcome to the garden, and also welcome to those online who are joining us remotely, either now or in the future. We're just grateful to have you be part of the presence.
Are we still working?
All right. So, at the Center for Spiritual Living, we are a spiritual community engaged in peace, love, diversity, inclusion, and creative self-expression. We invited expanded conscious awareness of the divine presence within all life through the teachings and practice of science of mind. Our spiritual director, Reverend Teresa Fieberts, is finishing up a 10-day training in community peace building and service at the River Phoenix Center for Peace Building in Gainesville. So we'll be excited to hear more about that when she returns. The theme of the month is moving from good to great to grand. So hopefully your month has been expanding just like that. Today's message also is the power of a vision with Reverend Shell. She's returning again to bring us to a new level as we go through this process. So we'd like to just take a moment and go within and do our invocation for the day. So if you'll just center yourself, feel the grounding, feel the connection to the earth, to each other, and to the greater community. For we know that God is good all the time, in each person, place, and situation. We just know that we are one with this allness, and we just come together today to feel the divinity, to feel the connection, to expand our heart, to expand our mind. So we just open ourselves up to the beauty, to the loving presence, and to the growth that is within us. We just feel that connection, and we just are grateful for this blessing, for this time together, for the chance and the opportunity to just experience life in its fullness. We feel the abundance. We feel the beauty. We feel the love. And together we say, and so it is. And we're going to be opened with joyful noise, so bring it on.
get together, try to love one another right now. Song I sing, you must understand. You hold the key to love and fear, all in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them both. It's there at your command. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Right now, right now.
So beautiful. We are so fortunate to have musicians like these, aren't we? I'm Nicole Leeds. I'm one of the practitioners here at the center. And today I'm going to do the reading from 365 Days of Richer Living by Ernest Holm, the architect of our philosophy, and Dr. Raymond Charles Barker, who was a personal friend of Ernest Holm's out in California, and then took this teaching to New York City, where I got to meet him. Awesome man, awesome. Okay, so in keeping in mind with our messaging, this is about I am growing mind in an unlimited God. The life of man is a self-evolving circle which, from a ring imperceptibly small, rushes on all sides outward to new and larger circles and without end. That was by Emerson. And here is the reading. I decide to grow in wisdom and in understanding. I decide to give up the half-truth and base my whole life upon the one truth which forever imparts itself to me. No more good and evil, no more right and wrong. God alone is good and truth, alone is right. I refuse to stagnate at any intellectual level of knowledge, for all true wisdom comes from growth and understanding. What I know now is merely the doorstep to what I shall know. Greater ideas of God come to me each moment, and these cause me to walk forward with consistent enlargement of consciousness. I thank God that I can grow in His ways. The seed falls into the ground and dies in order for the plant may appear. I let every area of my subconscious become the soil of a larger life. I declare that every idea I now have shall die, with greater ideas shall appear, and thereby make me a greater expression of life. I refuse to stay as I am, and I refuse to live by past thinking. The doorway of the future opens to me only insofar as I let new thoughts govern me today. Tomorrow will be what I am thinking and feeling today. Know this: I now receive from the indwelling Spirit those ideas which will improve me. I am receptive to growth. I desire more good than I have, and I know that with Spirit through me will provide it. I acknowledge but one source of my present and future good, the mind of God. I am evolving, growing expression of limitless principle and an ever unfolding love. I grow out of all ignorance into all truth. I evolve out of all the pettiness into all tolerance. I emerge from disease to permanent health. Whatever needs to be done to make me a greater instrument of divine life and love is now being done in me. I let all changes necessary to growth take place. I love to see the old patterns dissolve and the new ones appear. I thoroughly enjoy growing in grace and truth.
Someone did their homework. Let your light shine. I can't remember. Something I need to say. If you could see you the way I see you, you'd start flying. Oh, get out your way and let your light shine. Let your love show. It's a short ride down a long road. And when the rains come and the winds blow, let your light shine wherever you go. This world, ready and waiting for you to step on through. Time to recognize, realize you're the only one like you. Step on up in your greatness. Don't be afraid. There's a place that you rise up to. No one else could do what you do. Step aside and let your light shine. Let your love show. It's a short ride down a long road. When the rains come and the winds blow, let your light shine wherever you go. Step aside and let your light shine. Let your love show. It's a short ride down a long road. When the rains come and the winds blow, let your light shine wherever you go. Step aside and let your light shine. Let your love show. It's a short ride down a long road. When the rains come and the winds blow, let your light shine wherever you go.
So ready to get started. I forgot to turn my mic on. Good morning, everybody. So I got the theme, the good to great to grand, and I've been studying it for the last few weeks since Reverend Teresa asked me to come and do this. And the talk title was The Power of Vision, and when I read the notes, they had nothing to do with that. I'm serious, they had nothing to do with that at all. And I went, what the heck? And so they did talk about figuring out who we are when nobody's watching. So I loved the theme of the notes, but what does this have to do with vision and how can I build this? And I was kind of lost a little bit. Knew what kind of I wanted to say, but what could I bridge it with? And then Bobby sent me the order of celebration and said they were going to sing that song. So Cab Mo is one of my favorites. Have anybody else here know Cab Mo? Yay. Isn't he wonderful? I mean, you want to talk about a positive wonder. He's like a minister, that dude. And Let Your Light Shine is one of my favorite Cab Mo songs, and so we're actually going to build the talk around that song. You guys okay with that? Okay, good. So what we're going to talk about first is, what is your light anyway? What is that? What gets in the way of letting our light shine? And we'll talk about how the refrain, it's kind of interesting what he does in talking about the refrain, and then how to get past what gets in the way of letting our light shine. So what is our light? What is our light? To me, our light is our purpose for being. It's why we're here. It's the little light that's inside of us that's seeking to come out and to shine all the time. Now, I looked up on the interweb, as my husband puts it, to see what Ernest Holmes might say about this. So I'm actually putting in some of Ernest's words early today for me, but this is just marvelous. This is from Ernest Holmes Speaks, and so this is transcribed from one of his talks, okay? So he says, now, what is the reason for our being? I'm going to tell you what I think. I think it exists for the delight of God. Isn't that a wonderful idea? I think it exists for the delight of God. Someone will say, you are here to be saved. I think there are a lot of places that are saying that today, right? That we're here to be saved. Someone will say that you're here to be saved. The universe does not exist for us to save our souls. They are not lost. And I know darn well that if I'm lost, there isn't anybody in the world that will know where to look for me. The universe must exist for self-expression of God. You and I were born out of God. We were born out of a divine urge that creates. God is spirit, and spirit seeks. There's a pressure on everything to express life. I love this idea. There is a pressure on everything, that includes us, to express life. Life is a synonym for what? God, spirit, Love is life, and God in my world can be used interchangeably. Life is the thing that breathes me. You can call that God, you can call that life, you can call that spirit. It's the thing that breathes me. It's the thing that animates this form. Life, God, spirit. Okay, so where was I? God is, you and I are born, sorry. You and I are born out of God. We are born out of a divine urge that creates. God is spirit, and the spirit speaks. There is a pressure on everything to express life. That's where I was. The dog must bark, the cat must have kittens, the hen must lay eggs, the artist must paint, the singer must sing, the dancer must dance. Everything must express life. We are born to create. We can't help it. Why is that? Because God, the great creator, is in us. Isn't that fabulous? Yes. I could just drop my thing right now and stop. I just think that is absolutely fabulous. We have a lot of words in this philosophy for this, what we're calling today light, the light inside of us. We could call it the still small voice. There's that still small voice that's inside of us, all the time whispering, sometimes yelling, trying to get out, trying to express. And in the words of the author of the notes, you know, who are we when nobody's watching? What are our wishes? What are our desires when nobody's watching? Anybody here read The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks? Really? Oh, you guys, you've got to read that book. I should get a hold of Teresa and start a book study on that. It is a fabulous book. Fabulous. I'm doing a workshop on a concept from this book called Glass Ceilings in Tampa next month. And it's about how we allow our life to get to a certain plateau, and then we hit a glass ceiling, and we self-sabotage and don't let ourselves go any further. And he talks about how that shows up in life. But another part of this book is what he calls the zones of existence. Well, he may not call it the zones of existence, that's my words, but he has 4 different zones that we occupy. One is the zone of incompetence. And that's something that we don't do well. We know we don't do it well. We don't care if we don't do it well. We are not interested in it at all. For me, one of my zones of incompetence is my husband has skid steers. He's got big trucks and a skid steer and all of this equipment. I have zero desire. He's very passionate about this. I have zero desire to learn that. I would run something over, I might hurt something. Zone of incompetence, yes? Then there's the zone of competence. Now these are things that we do, and we do them reasonably well. Okay, so my zone of competence would probably be QuickBooks. We have a construction company, and I do all of the bookkeeping for the construction company. It's something I need to do, it's something that needs to get done. I understand QuickBooks fairly well. I can put the books together and function, and the accountant says everything's okay. Competence, yes? Okay. After that, there's the zone of excellence. Now, this is where most of us like to dwell. Most of us like to dwell in the zone of excellence. The zone of excellence is something that you enjoy doing. You do it very well. Most often, it's a career choice. So my zone of excellence is graphic design. I'm a graphic designer. I've been a graphic designer for more years than I'd like to admit. 40? Ooh, geez. 40 years. I taught graphic design in college. And I'm a proficient, very good graphic designer. So if you have a website that you need, if you have a logo that you need, graphic design is my zone of excellence. I really enjoy doing graphic design. It's fun for me. It's a great career. Zone of excellence. Yes? You guys going through your head and making these different zones for yourself, I hope? The last one, zone of genius. Zone of genius. Now the zone of genius is where we actually should be dwelling. The zone of genius is our light. The zone of genius is what sets us apart from everybody else on this earth. The zone of genius. Now your excellence, your zone of excellence will start to point to your genius because it'll support your zone of genius. So my graphic design career really supported what my zone of genius is because I needed it to do it. So what's my zone of genius? I'm a teacher. I came here to teach. From the time that I was little, I wanted to be a teacher. I didn't know it would end up being this. But from the time I was in high school, college, I wanted to teach high school or college. And then I didn't realize that all of that was preparing me to do this. This is my zone of genius. And I've got all of these tools that have prepared me to do this. Think about your lives. This is where my light shines. My husband will tell me that this is where my light shines, is when I'm up teaching this philosophy. And I love it. Now, how do you know if it's your zone of genius? When you're doing it, you completely lose track of time. Completely lose track of time. You could do it for hours and days, and anybody could tell you, I can talk for days and hours, that's not a problem. But you can do it for hours and days, and you never get tired. In fact, it energizes you. It has the opposite effect. Because why? That's life flowing through you, that spirit flowing through you. That's what God feels like. That's what letting your light shine feels like. Does this make sense to you? Now, Gay Hendricks gives us a couple of questions I'm going to share with you that you might use to figure out where your zone of genius or your light is. So one of them is, what do I most love to do? And it doesn't make me tired. Now, guys, your zone of genius could be gardening. Your zone of genius could be cooking. Your zone of genius could be, don't think that it has to be a typical career. If it brings joy to you, it will automatically bring joy to the world because that's the way life works. I promise you. I promise you, that's the way life works. So, what do I most love to do? What work do I do that doesn't seem like work? What is my unique ability? In other words, what can I do that others are what can I do that others are unlikely to be able to do at this level? What can you do that others are unable to do at the level that you can do it? And that's where I'm saying. So I came up, I was a graphic designer, and when I stepped into a role as minister, all of that came to support me. I could do all the marketing for the center. I could do my own slides. I could put us onto YouTube. I knew how to do that. I had a background in all of this. And so I had this unique skill set that totally supported this. I didn't know that's what it was supporting, but that's what it was supporting. Make sense? Okay, you've got that too. You've got that too. And yours is to figure out what that is and let that light shine. Let that zone of genius shine. Yes? Now, the interesting part to all of this is that before the refrain, and you can confirm this, Diana, he has a phrase, a really short phrase before every refrain in that song. And like the first verse, it's move on over. And after that, it's get out of the way. Move on over and let your light shine. Get out of the way and let your light shine. Isn't that interesting? He's telling us to get out of the way so that our light can shine. Seems kind of counterintuitive, doesn't it? If we're shining our own light, what's there to get out of the way? Well, I think that we've got a lot of subconscious ideas or subconscious beliefs that can get in the way of our light shining. Now I'm going to use an example that's related to my graphic design career, so yes, Zone of Excellence, but it's still related here. In my career, I was self-employed for many, many years, and it came to a point where my coach was talking to me, and advertising agencies would bill me out for $200 an hour. But I wasn't willing to bill myself out for more than $75 an hour. And so we were talking about why there was this disconnect, why I was okay with advertising agencies billing me out for this much, but I wouldn't bill myself out for more than $75 an hour. That's a self-worth, a self-esteem issue here. So we did some hypnosis to get to the bottom of this. And what the question she asked me when I was in hypnosis was, what's your earliest recollection of, it had something to do with like failure in art, because that was kind of an underpinning. There was a fear of failure of art, or being judged for my art. And what came up, I was 4 years old. I was 4 years old, and I was in kindergarten, and somebody had brought a big dog. I don't know how big it was, because you know when you're 4, everything's big. But to me, it was a big dog, and they put it on top of a table, and we all drew this dog, right? So at the end, they take the dog down, and the teacher asked us all to share our pictures. Now, I didn't remember this until the hypnosis, and then I remembered all of it very, very well. And when the teacher asked us to show the pictures, my picture, now I was raised in a very creative household. Creativity was fostered in our household. Being different was fostered in our household, thank heavens. We're all creatives in the household I came up in. So my dog was all these different colors. The dog itself was brown. And my classmates and the teacher said, why didn't you use the brown crayon? And they laughed at me and they made fun of my drawing because it was wrong. I kind of wonder what that 4-year-old saw. I really do. Because now we know that there are auras and stuff like that, and I wonder if that 4-year-old saw the aura or the spirit or the light of that dog and was drawing that, or I was just being colorful. Doesn't matter. But I learned at 4 to have some shame and diminish my own artwork, and I didn't even know it. And it was a deep-seated belief that was in there and was influencing me here in my 30s, 40s when I was doing billing. So the coach led me through a series of processes, and I was able to release that. So there are things that happen when we're little that dim our lights, that put shields in front of these lights, and we may not even know that they're there. Everybody know my basil story, or not basil? What's the word I'm looking for, Leon? The spice. Don't you hate it? What's bay leaf? Have I told the bay leaf story here? Okay, I'll keep it short, I promise. So I was cooking something one day at home, and there were bay leaves in it. And Leland went to take a spoonful out of the pot. And I said, you can't do that. And he said, why? I said, because there's still bay leaves in it. And he said, so? And I said, well, they're poisonous. And he said, let me get this right. He said, we're cooking here today, and you put poisonous bay leaves into our food, right? And it just never even occurred to me. Of course, so this again goes back to when I was little. My job as a little kid was to pull all the bay leaves out of the spaghetti sauce. And my mom, if there was a broken bay leaf, I had to go, and I remember I'm from a huge family, so the pot's like this. I had to go through that sauce and find I had to reassemble the leaf to make sure every bit of that bay leaf was out. So in my 4, 5, 6-year-old brain, bay leaves were poisonous because it was so important to get all of that out. And this happened just a few years ago. I was in my 50s. We have these beliefs in here that we don't even know. I mean, it just came right out. It's poisonous. That's goofy. But it's there. There are these beliefs there that we don't even know exist until an occasion like that, and a beautiful partner like Leland, who's patient with me, points out, that's not, honey, I could chew on one of these things, I'll be okay. It's the texture, it's a texture thing, you know? Who knew? Yeah, you did. It's true, you did know. So it's important that in order to let our light shine, that we tend to take a look at the things that are in it. First of all, we got to figure out what our light is, yes? And then we've got to figure out when we feel ourselves bumping up against something that's keeping that from shining, and dismissing it, letting it go, because we are here to shine our lights. Another important part of the writing for this week is they said not only do we have to understand who we have to understand that everybody is different, everybody has a different gift, everybody has a different something that they're here, and respect. And that's how we create this world that works for everybody that we want to create. And I think the only way that we can do that is by working inside of ourselves first. As we figure out who we are, as we release all of the things that are creating barriers between us and our greater yet to be, us in delivering our gifts, us and shining our light, we create the space for everybody else to do the same. When we're in a good place, we can create a great space for everybody else. When we're in angst, what happens with everybody else? They're the reason we're in angst. And it's simply not true. It's simply not true. The world doesn't happen to us, my friends. The world happens for us and through us. For us and through us. And the only way we're going to find peace on earth is by delivering our gifts and creating the space for everybody else to do the same. So how do we do that? Today's a good start. Today's a great start. You're here. This is a place of love. This is a place of acceptance. I know the little one. My husband calls Teresa dancing preacher chick. That is literally, you know, I'll say Teresa and he'll say dancing preacher chick. Yes, that's the one. She's just a little dynamo, isn't she? I love her. I love her. She's my prayer partner. And so I talk to her at least once a week, sometimes more if we've got stuff going on. She is marvelous. She brings love into this world like nobody else. Nobody else. She's just marvelous. I love that girl. Get yourself in the classes. If you're not in the classes yet, get yourself in the classes. They will help you understand who you are. And they will help you understand who you are in this larger framework of life. They will really help. They will transform and change your life. That guy changed my life. I'm pointing at Reverend Emil, if he was my reverend, my teacher. And I'm up here because he helped me to figure out who I am and what I'm here to deliver. So keep coming back. Be part of this community. Don't have time for classes, doesn't matter. Be part of this community and the love will rub off on you. It will. It'll absolutely rub off on you. The second part of the lyric, you know, it's let your light shine, and then it says let your love show. And I think unless we're confident in delivering ourselves to the world in an authentic way, we can't let our love show. We're going to be too busy people pleasing or looking to receive love as opposed to give love. Looking for affirmations that we're doing okay. But when we're living in authenticity, when we're letting our light truly shine, then we can truly let our love flow as well. And again, this is what creates a world that works for everybody. This is what creates it. So, I have this thing at the end of my talk. And I always say, the question on everybody's mind is, what would Ernest Holmes say? Glad you asked. What would Ernest Holmes say? Now, this is a little bit long, so I apologize for that. Usually I don't do them this long, but it's worth it. It's not one of his chewy ones. It's a visual one, actually. Let us think of a tunnel, one end of which is out in the open, where there are fertile valleys, glorious sunshine, lush vegetation. There is song, laughter, happiness, peace, and joy. Let us call this valley the Valley of Contentment. Let us also call it the Kingdom of God. Again, being taught in a very different way in other places today. You are at the other end of this tunnel in a deep, dark cavern overlooking a desert through which no refreshing streams flow. Somehow your attention has been drawn to the open end of this tunnel. With a curiosity that you did not put in your mind, you wish to investigate where this tunnel leads, what is at the other end of it. You peer into the tunnel. At first, it seems dark, but occasionally a shaft of light shines through it and you catch a vision of the other side. You have a great longing to walk through this tunnel, to leave behind the dismal scene of discontent and unhappiness, and to enter into the joy that you briefly glimpse and is promised. For in this glimpse, you have seemed to see yourself standing at the other end of the tunnel. Perhaps in this momentary vision, you seem to have seen your own spirit. It seems as though something is saying, yes, this is myself. How am I going to unite myself with myself? Then darkness closes in. Your vision has vanished. It must have been an illusion. Now there are two voices that seem to be talking to you. One voice says you are following a mirage, an illusion. There is nothing real but the end of this tunnel. Accept things as they are. Make the best of them. Be as happy as you can, but do not hope. This is the voice of despair. The other voice is saying, do not be afraid. Your vision is true. Enter the tunnel and walk through. There's nothing solid about it. That which obstructs your passage is vapor, and the vapor is unbelief. It is dense only with the denseness of doubt. It is filled with thoughts of the ages. There is a lamp within you already lighted. As you walk through the tunnel, the darkness will disappear because of this light. You will find that other half of yourself, and you will discover that this tunnel is your own mind. This is a picture of yourself, your efforts, your hopes and longings, your inspirations and doubts, your fears and your faiths. The barriers between you and your greater good are not barriers in themselves, they are things of thought. It is because of that all things are possible with faith. Worth the read, isn't it? Worth the read. So how about we take this into prayer? I know there is a single power and presence in life. It is the very thing that breathes me, that is breathing me right here and right now. It is flowing in a grand and glorious way right here and now. at the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Park. It is broadening, it is widening, it is getting to know more of itself, and it is using each and every one of us to do just that. It is perfect love, it is perfect peace, it is poise, it is power, it is life. So today I know that this light within, it has been turned up a bit. I know that the barriers to this light shining fully have been removed. They have fallen to the no-thingness where they belong. And what is emerging now is a new life for each and every person watching this video, here in the sanctuary, watching from home. This whole world is uplifted and upleveled because we came together here today. Lights are shining brighter than ever, ever, ever before. And I am grateful. I am so, so grateful. So in this spirit of gratitude, letting go, letting God, I just turn all of this over because I do have faith. All is well and getting better every single second. So let's claim and anchor this together by saying, and so it is. Namaste.
Thank you, Shell. Wow. So I was drafted to become a bass player this last week. It's been interesting. And I was scared that I was going to mess up, right? And of course I messed up. But you didn't shoot me and you didn't cut me up and eat me or anything. And I'm like still standing here, right? So whatever it is you're scared of, it's not worth the fear. Yeah. So here's another song about Shell, but I probably need to see the words. This song says pretty much, if you hear a little voice and it's scary, go for it. Because if your dreams don't scare you, they ain't near big enough. When you hear a voice no one else can hear, it's clear and loud, ringing in your ear, and you finally know what it's time to do. That's your true calling, calling you. Your true calling is calling you. When your heart's wide open, your mind's been changed, the dreams you dream, they ain't the same. There's a gate that's open, you can walk right through. That's your true calling, calling you. Your true calling, calling you. You ask yourself, is this a voice I can trust? You think you can't, but you know you must. You're afraid you'll fall if you let go. There's only one way you'll ever know. Those wings you keep folded are meant to be used. Your true asking too much. You think you can, but you know you must. When your heart's wide open, 'cause your mind's been changed, the dreams you dream are not the same. There's a gate that's open, you can walk right through. That's your true calling, calling you. Your true calling, calling you. Answer that call, Bobby. Ask yourself, is this a voice I can trust? You think you can, but you know you must. Just trust. There's a gate that's open, you can walk right through. That's your true calling, calling you. Your true calling, your true calling you. That's your true calling, it's calling you. Thank you.
Wonderful. So now it's time for our tithes and offerings. So if you'll just take your offering for today, and if you'll bring it close to your heart, and if you do it electronically, just bring it to mind. And also those for online, we're scrolling through with the various ways that you can give at this time. So we just want to know that we are blessed. So let's just go within and just know that this blessing that we send forth in the world to prosper comes back to us multiple fold. We just know that as we do good work in the world, we are blessed, and we just let it be, and together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Richard. Let's sing together. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good, pass it on. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on.
All right. So for announcements for today, if this is your first time, we would love to give you a gift of the Science of Mind magazine. So someone at the table over there, one of our greeters or Hector or someone will be glad to give you that Science of Mind magazine. Feel free to stop over there and get a copy. On Wednesday nights is our Spiritual Living Circle with Jim Grove. It meets online. There's information over at the table for that, or in our newsletter, or on the website. Also, just know that Ron is doing his workshop coming up, The Art of Manifesting. So he gave a great talk for us last time, and that'll be a great workshop. And that is on June 9th, Sunday, right after service. There'll be a little break for just eating food and the like, and then they'll start up the workshop. So please sign up for that. I'm also a practitioner of the day today, so I will be over here on this side of the room. If you'd like to come for prayer, be glad to sit with you and know the truth. Also, if you'd like prayer, you can fill out a form on the table over here to ask for prayer, or you can send an email to prayer@cslculturalcoast.org, and the practitioners will know the truth for your being. We just want to say thank you, and after service, please feel free to stay together and enjoy some snacks. And so for the final song, Joyful Noise.
Well, there's a reason for the sunshiny sky. There's a reason I'm feeling so high. Must be the season for those love lights shining all around us. Let that feeling grab you deep inside, send you reeling. Well, love can't hide, and you go stealing through the moonlight night with your dreams. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love bind. With all the dreams, let your love flow. You know what I mean, it's the season. Well, let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you. Do all the things and let your love shine. You know what I mean, that's the reason. Well, there's a reason for the warm, sweet night. There's a reason for candlelight. Must be the season when the love light shines all around us. Let that wonder take you into space, lay you under. It's falling in praise, that thunder. As it wants your face, you can't hold back. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. You know what I mean, it's the season. Well, let your love shine like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine. You know what I mean, it's the reason. Well, let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow to the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. You know what I mean, it's the season. Well, let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love find you. All living things, and let your love shine. You know what I mean, that's the reason.
Now Rev G knows how much we want him back on bass. Happy Memorial Day to all the veterans here and everywhere, whether you're in this room or whether you're online listening. Thank you, especially to the ones that make the ultimate sacrifice.